me lately, I guess. uh, I'm not having fun with it. I'm not having fun with it at all. It's-
Well, one of the things that I have been reading just recently is about when people are not getting any good success, that some teachers will recommend to meditate harder, to meditate longer.
yeah.
But that's not actually the practice. I think that that's the way that Westerners tend to think of it: is practice longer, practice harder, in the sense of do your homework longer, do it harder, struggle at it. And that's very much part of Western lifestyle mentality, where what we're practicing here is to do it easy, but do it more often, in the sense of remember to look at the kind of thoughts that you have and to make a change to it.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again. Keep doing that. Keep remembering that you're okay already. Keep remembering that everything really is all right. Keep remembering that you can, in this moment, be satisfied. Everything is all right. Everything is fine. Not a problem in the world. And then we'll think about something out there. We'll think about that homework. And then we'll start thinking about, oh, I got to get it done and whatnot like that. And the answer to that would be, in the style of the Buddha, is to remember to look at those thoughts and see them as not being all of that wholesome.
Yeah, it's not
Especially if
wholesome
you're
at all.
thinking about doing that. Go ahead.
No, I just say it's not wholesome at all. You're right. It's it's funny, like, when I'm not looking, it's like, yeah, whatever. But when I really look, it's like, yeah, it's kind of disgusting. Like, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I telling myself all this story? Why am I telling myself all this? It's hard. It's painful. I just don't see it. I don't see it.
Yes, it is. It's actually painful, especially in the sense that now that we know the Four Noble Truths, now that we know that we can look and find and see this is dukkha, it becomes disgusting. What we used to accept, what we used to do, what we used to thought was normal life, now is seen as it's disgusting to think about doing stuff that is unnecessary to do.
Yeah.
But this is actually what's wrong with Western Buddhism, is that the people who are teaching are doing it because they are looking for money. They're looking for a livelihood. That they're not doing it because it's fun and enjoyable. They do it because it's coming from unwholesome thoughts.
Yeah.
And so they're really not, that's the problem I see with Western Buddhism, is that nobody gets any real super mundane value and benefit out of it.
Yeah.
It's not liberating.
Yeah. People still think, you have to work for it. I mean, I don't know, it's kind of funny. And even this discussion right now really reminds me, yeah, I'm already okay. So quick to remember. Like when I call you, like, I saw it happen so quickly. Like, it's like a flash of a second. I have a thought of like, oh, I need to start asking Dhammarato a question. I need Dhammarato to give me something that I don't know already. So and then I saw it happen so quickly, and I was like, wait a minute, like let me just chill, let me just take a breath. I just want to talk. Everything is okay, and it just happened so quickly. That part of me
Uh-huh.
that's like screaming for help. It's so quick, so. I
I'm
see.
glad you're beginning to see that. The Buddha talks about that. He says the mind is fast, O bhikkhus. It's fast. The
Yeah,
mind is so fast he doesn't even have in the Buddha's time an
yeah,
analogy.
yeah,
Now we have seconds and microseconds and nanoseconds and all of that kind of stuff, but that kind of
yeah,
misses the point.
yeah,
What's fast is that the mind will have a thought and drag us down into feelings, drag us down into attitudes, or in fact, the underlying attitude is where those thoughts come from,
yeah.
those underlying tendencies, and that they pop up immediately. And if we can't remember that we're going to be watching for that stuff,
Mm.
and it'll grab us, and off we go into our misery trip.
Yeah.
Which is
It's
why we have to continue to remember to practice.
yeah. Um, sometimes I think about like it's almost like I'm in the bus and it's going very fast or very very slow, whatever. And actually, the ones that driving the bus, there's no one driving. Like I'm the passenger, and I can make the change, right? Like it doesn't have to. I don't know. It's an incomplete thought process. This is something sorry. Sorry, Dhammarato. Someone called me. Someone called me. Uh, and it's all right. I lost my train of thought. Uh, but but yeah. Basically, I was thinking like uh, I see it happen this morning. Like I had a very unwholesome thoughts about going to some of my old habit, and I see it happening, and it's like in that moment, I have a very detached reaction to it. It's like I was like, yeah, it's okay. There's no need to do that. I don't know. It's sometimes it doesn't feel sticky, you know. Sometimes it doesn't feel sticky. I don't know. Like sometimes it feels really sticky, but sometimes it's like I can just like mm, it's almost like I don't have to do anything. It's almost like it just bounce away because I see it. But sometimes it's really sticky. So I don't know. I guess that's the part where I'm frustrated about like why is it sometimes I need so much effort? Sometimes it's just so easy. I don't know.
Okay.
um,
Well, now here's the answer to that is it's easy when you're remembering to practice. And
yeah,
it's hard when you don't remember to practice. Now, here's really the most important point is calling it hard is an unwholesome thought. And we don't
yeah,
remember to see it. So anytime that you think that it's hard, that's just because you, at that particular instant, didn't remember that, oh, this is hard. It's just another unwholesome thought. It really
mm,
is never the issue of whether now is easy and now is hard, but rather can you see those
yeah,
thoughts, oh, it's hard now.
yeah, yeah,
And it's hard because you want something that you don't have.
yeah.
Okay, so all you have to do is just change it. I don't need that.
Mm. It's
I'm
the
okay with
pros.
it being hard. It's good hard.
Mm,
Sometimes I like it hard.
yeah,
Right now it's hard. Okay, with me it's hard. and start to play with hard.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Is personality and attitude the same thing? We always talk about the change of attitude, the attitude of I can do this. Uh, I was just thinking, is it the same thing? The personality view, or is it different?
Mm-hmm. Well, the
Yeah,
personality view is always associated with me. But that's what a personality view is that I have a personality.
I see.
That's the personality view, is I have a personality. In reality, there is no such thing as a personality because there's no person there for that ality. The reality is, you see,
Mm,
person, reality. No,
yeah,
there's nobody there. There is no personality. And when we have the view that there is a personality, that also says it kind of in a permanent way of this is who I am,
yeah,
rather than recognizing that you're a moving target.
yeah,
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're schizophrenic, sometimes you're
yeah,
have emotional well-being. Sometimes you're borderline. Sometimes you're uh, um,
yeah,
attention deficit disorder. Sometimes we're post-traumatic stress disorder. And when we're feeling good, we're none of those things.
yeah.
So your
No, that's true.
personality is not fixed. And when you see that the personality is not fixed, that means that there really is no personality because the whole point about a personality is something that's fixed.
Yeah,
This is who I am, or this is who you are, and you're not.
yeah,
Because you can
yeah,
change immediately as soon as you see that personality. You say, aha, that's not me. That's he,
yeah,
that Mara. As, aha,
yeah,
I see you, Mara, not me.
yeah,
When we see it as me, like it's hard for me. But when you can see that hardness, you can say, aha, I see you, Mr. Hard Mara. The hard is not me. The hard is just the thought.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And then you're
It's
liberated right then and there.
mm,
And who are you liberated from? The you that is in that personality.
mm,
The bondage is a permanent self. And the
mm,
liberation is, no, I can change.
mm, mm. Yeah, it's makes a lot of sense. Yeah, like so lately there's something that's been I'm laughing because it's like a mundane problem, but this mundane issue kind of gets in the way of my practice. Basically, it's just when it comes to sorting my life, trying to get my life together so I have time to practice because it's been all over the place. I mean, I'm working for myself, so I have problem in managing time, and I get caught up in this personality kind of feel of like schizophrenia. I mean, not like literally schizophrenia, but I'm just speaking metaphorically. Like I get crazy sometimes, and all this thing, and then like I have this like story of like I need to make sure like I have a quote unquote stable life so I can practice. And I'm not sure my question here. It's just I know on some level I'm making it complicated for myself. I'm telling myself to get something, and I don't know. It's
Yeah, we make it hard. We make it complicated. Exactly.
yeah,
And when you see the complication, you can say, aha, I see that complication.
Yeah.
I am not the complication. It's just a thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are
Yeah.
not your
Yeah.
thoughts. All the
Yeah.
complication is just a thought.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
can
It's
say,
true.
aha, I see you, complication.
Yeah.
And that immediately makes it easy and enjoyable.
Yeah. True. It's just I have the tendency. It's like, oh, I want to make sure it's right, and that's delusional. I can't make it right. I can only just do what I can do. Uh, I mean, it's just this one moment at a time, right? It's just this. It's just this, and it's actually very easy when I see that. Well, it's just this. It's just this, and yeah, 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 yeah. No, I see it now. I see it now. I start. It's very funny. Like I maybe like I forgot to get something done, and then like maybe I procrastinate or whatever, and then I start to feel bad, and then it's like, oh, why am I always like this? When actually the right change is, okay, let's do it now. It's actually very that
Uh-huh.
simple. It's just, hey, just do it now, and
Oh,
yeah,
you
I
can
mean,
forget it now. But you said, in fact, this is the point. You said, why am I always like that? And the answer
yeah,
is, you're not. You're not always like that. That's just a thought.
yeah,
Why am I always like that? That's just a thought.
yeah,
Can you say, aha, I see that thought,
yeah. I see
because
that
you're
thought.
not the thought. I see that
Yeah,
thought. So when you say, oh, it's complicated, oh, it's hard, oh, it's always like that, those are the things that determine a personality.
mm,
But when you can see it directly that you're not that personality, you have choices. And the choice is to laugh at, aha, I see you, Mara. Aha, I see you, Mr. Always. That's a good one for you. Is
yeah, yeah.
whenever
It
you
is.
have the word always, make that a cue word
Yeah, yeah,
that has
yeah,
got a pin in it.
yeah.
So when you see the word always, you can say, aha, I see that always word. And things are not always. In fact, the Buddha doesn't teach always. He teaches
Yeah,
anicca. Things are always changing.
yeah.
Always. Ha ha. Did you catch that one?
Something Ajahn Chah said, really, I keep thinking about it sometimes. It's like the Buddha is still alive. He said, like, if you see anicca, bow down to that. That's the Buddha right there. And it's really true. I find it enjoyable to pay attention to the world around me. Like I see the tree that's slowly dying, as I remember, oh, anicca. And I see something that's growing that I never saw before, oh, anicca. And it's like, yeah. Yeah. I don't know why. It's just funny. This part of me that things are permanent, or so blind to it. Like just so not paying attention, not paying attention at all. Uh, yeah. But
Well, when
yeah.
there's another way of looking at it. One would be to not pay attention to that stuff. But
Mm,
in the way that we're practicing, no, you want to pay attention to that always.
mhm.
You want to pay attention to it's hard. You want to pay
Yeah.
attention to it's complicated,
Yeah. Yeah.
because we
Yeah.
want to see that that stuff is not true. So we
Yeah.
want to pay attention to it and then make
Yeah.
a change to it. See it like it
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah. 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 Uh, I one of the way the practice over here has been shifting ever since I talked to you was I stopped seeing things that deep. Like I kind of have a lot of fun just enjoying the breathing, enjoying this moment, and really just being in satisfaction. And a lot of the time, it feels like the things that I'm being suppressing or the difficult, it kind of just come up by itself. It kind of, I don't know. I think what I'm trying to say is my personal insight is a lot of things are not that deep. But I don't know. Like, isn't actually this is the thing I'm kind of confused about. Like some people talk about the Four Noble Truths as in like investigating the dukkha. I mean like seeing the root of the dukkha. Maybe
It
it's
has no
just
root. In a
it
way, it
has no
has
root.
no root. It
I
has no
see.
root, but it comes up right now. All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when we say you can see the dukkha, what that means is you can see that word always. You can
Yeah.
see the word hard. You can see the
Yeah.
word complicated. You can see those words in your thoughts. That's
Yeah.
the dukkha because all of those words,
Yeah.
always and hard and complicated, has a desire that goes along
Yes.
with it. You want something to be different than it really is.
Yeah.
And these are
Yeah.
just old habits. They're
Mhm.
not deep, they're just persistent. And you can be persistent. So when those persistent thoughts come up, you can persistently see and say, aha, persistently, aha, I see you, Mr. Persistent, unwholesome
Mhm.
thought, Mr. Always. I can see you, Mr. Complicated. I can see you, Mr. Hard. And I'm okay
Mhm.
now that I can see you. I'm all right.
Mhm.
Mr. Hard can just be hard. I can have fun watching Mr. Hard.
Yeah. 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 It makes a lot of sense. It's so obvious, but yeah, when you point it, yeah.
So be on
Okay.
guard. This is the whole point about being on guard, being mindful of those thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, Yeah, one thing I really appreciate about the practice is it's always been like sometimes I don't want to sit, and sometimes it's like no, I don't want to take a break, and it was out to me to change my attitude right there and then. It's like, hey, it's okay. I'm just hanging out with my breath, nothing much to it. This is really nice. It's that immediate change rather than pushing myself. No, you have to sit, and no, you have to do. It's like that shift is so helpful. And basically what you are telling me right now is also the same thing. It's like it's catch that always like, oh, I always say, hey, it's all right. And it's seeing that, yeah, yeah. 'Cause I've been feeling sorry for myself over the past few days. I'm telling myself a story of, oh, this new me is clashing with the old me, and I make it so heavy. I make it so like, uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I make
Yes,
that stuff out. Right?
that's really amazing that you call and phrased it that way. Feeling
Yeah,
sorry for the self.
yeah,
But there is no self, and so your feeling sorry is just an old habit.
yeah. Hmm.
And you see that feeling sorry. Aha, I see you, Mr. Feeling Sorry.
Yeah.
Aha, I can see you.
Hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. No, even right now, I realize. Actually, I was calling you to ask you a question about like when it comes to the mundane world, finding careers and all that. I was have question about greed. And I realized suddenly I kind of answered my own question here, because I was trying to ask about planning, but I just realized there's a very subtlety there. Like I can plan in a way that's wholesome. Like I don't have to think too much about it. It's just, hey, I just have to do that and that. And there's a very heavy kind of planning that kind of goes into unwholesomeness, as in like really plotting and scheming and like wanting something to be certain way. Like there's a very there's just a lot of greed in some kind of
Mhm.
thinking. I don't know, but there's a certain kind of planning that's actually, I don't know, to me it's wholesome. Like there's not much to it. It's just, oh, okay, just this, just that. And yeah, I don't know. I'm seeing it.
Right? Okay. So when you
Yeah,
say hard,
yeah,
when the thought of hard there, it already has the built in quality of wanting it to be different. That's why we chose the word hard.
yeah, yeah.
We see things as complicated. The word complicated has the greed built right into it that we
Mm.
want it to be simple.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah,
All right. So if we can see that word complicated, we can say, wait a minute, I see you. The word complicated is what makes it complicated.
yeah,
The word complicated is what makes things complicated. And when you can say, aha, I see that word complicated, and we can laugh and say, wow, everything is just real. Everything is just okay. It's only complicated because I called it complicated.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes a lot of sense. It's Yeah, like it's like doing an algebra, like very complicated algebra, and then I say, why is it so complicated? Isn't that right? Then I want it to be simple, but in
Yeah, it's
actuality, I can,
complicated because you don't like it.
yeah.
You want to
If I
know, you want to understand. If you don't care whether you understand it or not, then it's not complicated.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I don't have to. Yeah, I mean, uh, I see that part of me, that critical thinking part. Like I have to get it right. I have to. It's like, who cares if I know or not? Like, let me
Mhm.
just, yeah,
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 you
I
don't
care
have to
too
get it
much.
right. You just get it happy. I'm pleased and happy with the way that it is.
Yeah, yeah. Ah, man.
But that's actually correct practice. Thinking that it is complicated, thinking that it's hard, thinking that I've got to get it right. Those are all practices of unwholesome thoughts.
Yeah, yeah.
But when you can say, aha, I don't have to get it right. Aha, I just be happy, then you're getting it right.
Ah, yeah, yeah, that's true. Wow, it's so subtle. Like this I don't know, this craving, this dukkha is so subtle. This hindrances, I don't see it
Mhm.
until you point it out to me. Like even just now, an hour ago before this call, I was messaging Alexander. I was saying like I feel like I have a split of self. I know I'm overthinking it. Like I don't know what's happening. What's the wholesome change I can do right now? And then he say, like thinking about you having a split self, all that is like thinking you're not okay when you are already okay. It's so simple. I was like, oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Mhm.
This is
You're already okay.
yeah,
So we have
man,
to practice seeing those thoughts that tell us that we're not okay. And you've
yeah,
got quite a number of them now. We've got hard, we've got
yeah,
complicated, we've got always,
yeah,
I've got to get it right.
Yeah.
So anytime any of those thoughts come up, I see you, Mr. All, I got to get it right. And I don't
Yeah.
have to get it right, I just get it happy.
Yeah.
That's right practice.
Yes.
Getting it right is wrong practice. Right practice is just, I'm okay.
Yeah. So I have one last quick question. It's basically, I've been avoiding. This is my undoing. I've been avoiding a client, uh, and kind of. I know I have to call him back, and I don't know what to say. Like how I see it now. I'm making it complicated. I'm telling myself like, oh, he's gonna scold me. He's gonna. There's a lot of fear and anxiety. It's like it's yeah, I don't know.
And, and yet, as you know, what I will say, you got
Yeah,
to see that stuff too. See that
yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
recognize there really is nothing to be afraid of. That you're not missing out. When you're happy, you're not missing out on anything. When you're satisfied, you're not missing out on anything. The fear comes when the thoughts are there, I might miss out on something.
yeah. I mean, I don't know how to apologize while sounding happy, because I really do. I really was irresponsible. I I didn't call him back for a few days, so I am being very irresponsible. Like I don't know, like just say I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Uh, it's just very mundane kind of problem. Like I'm very bad. I just did that. I was already judging myself and saying that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. When it comes to dealing with people, sometimes I'm really good at it. Sometimes I'm surprised how good I am. Like, what was that? Me? I was, And sometimes right now I just that personality is that I can't do this. It's,
Well,
uh,
dealing with other people,
yeah,
you can either do it one of two ways. One
yeah.
is that you can get your own mind cleaned out. You can clean it out of and see that, aha, I'm making it hard. Aha, I'm making it complicated. Aha, I might miss out on something. Aha, I got to get it right. When you can clean that stuff out, then you recognize that when you're dealing with other people, you're dealing with them while they're trying to deal with that stuff. So the question is, are you going to deal with people who are dealing with that stuff? Are you going to deal with them while you've got that stuff too? And everybody is going to stand, they're stuck because they're full of stuff. Or you can clean your mind out so that you don't have always, you don't have complicated, you don't have hard, you don't have get it right, you don't have get it missing out on something. You can, in fact, clean that stuff out. And then when you're dealing with other people, you recognize that they're dealing with that. They're not dealing with you. You're empty. They're dealing with their own
Mm.
stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I never thought of it that way. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
They're
Yeah,
just dealing with their stuff. They
yeah,
think they're dealing with you, but there's no you there.
yeah, yeah. I'm trying to protect this cell, which is empty. Like no problem. I can just handle it. Like there's nothing to protect. Like I'm already okay, already safe. All right. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, you go practice. You go practice seeing this stuff, um,
Yeah,
Ivan. You can see it.
yeah,
You know you can see it.
yeah,
Sometimes you can see it. Keep looking. Notice
yeah.
when that stuff keeps coming back.
Oh yeah, it does keep coming back.
It keeps coming back. Can you see it? Aha, I see you come back.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
And
yeah.
you get good at seeing it when it comes back, then you can better deal with other people because they can't see it in their own mind when it comes back to them. They can't see
Mhm,
it because they're
mhm,
not trained to look at it. So you
mhm,
train yourself to look, to observe, to pay
mhm.
attention so that you can change it. And
Yes, yes.
over a while, it gets less and less, and even more of a while, you don't have to see it anymore. You keep looking, but you don't find it.
Mhm.
And now you begin to see the emptiness. Oh, Mr. Complicated, where are you? I haven't seen you for a while. Oh, Mr. Hard, where are you? I don't see you anymore. Mr. Gotta Get It Right, where have you been?
I mean, when you put it that way, it's really funny. Yeah.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
empty is. Empty is when you recognize that all that stuff that used to be there, not there now. Ha ha, it's not there.
Mm. Yeah. 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 Okay. I'm gonna do it. Yeah. Thank you,
All
Dhammarato.
right, well, let's finish now. You go. You
Yeah.
go do it. You're in that state. You can do this.
Yes, I can. Thank you, Dhammarato. See you.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Okay, well, we'll see you later. I really enjoyed talking with you, Ivan. You're a good kid,
Yeah.
good student.
Thank you, Dhammarato. Bye bye.
Bye bye.